So happy early Labor Day. So coming up this week in America, in the United States. It's one of the only holidays we have where it's celebrated by the people who don't labor. No, I'm joking. White collar people get to celebrate it, while the people who was founded on they usually don't have to do the holiday. They're off working. But so this Torah portion, a big part of it was about judging, right? So, um, in our history, there is some midrash that the original power structure that was set up under the provision of Jethro. Jethro came in and he said, it's good that you put in people over fifties and the hundreds, thousands, and then if there's any big problems, then they come to me. The midrash is that when when the people were deposed in the sin of Korah, that pretty much removed the entire 250 men were part of that power structure, and so it's that we have to be careful in instituting, make sure that Hashem is in our plans, that we go before Him and have Him disseminate it. Hashem did give us, He did replace it. He replaced it with the 70 elders. The 70 became the structure for the Sanhedrin. And then the Sanhedrin, because it was stamped by Hashem, reinstituted the this power structure that was set up in this Torah portion about judges, policemen, people who made sure that the laws were followed. Okay. Now, in Christianity, there's attributed a statement by Yeshua that said, "Judge not, lest you be judged." And a lot of people think that means, um, well, don't put your finger on me because I can do whatever I want. A lot of people think that the Bible is just "Judge not, lest you be judged," and um, some other love verses, and that's the entire Bible. But you have to see it in context. Yeshua is basically saying he was talking about receiving judgment, right? And what he's saying is that if you want to be judged if you want to be judged harshly, then you are going to judge harshly. Okay, if you judge harshly, then Hashem is going to judge you harshly. If you judge favorably, then Hashem is going to judge you favorably. There's a there is a I want to say a midrash, but there's a story in the Middle Ages that came across, and it's kind of a Kabbalistic thing, and it was talking about a courtesan. A courtesan is basically a state-sanctioned prostitute for royalty, right? And this particular courtesan was well known, and the religious leaders are saying, "Oh, well, don't be like so and so. Don't be like her, because we know that she's burning a pit of excrement and she's getting the judgment of the sinners." She was not Jewish, but they were saying, well, she was a Gentile, and not only was she a Gentile, but she was a prostitute, whether it was state sanctioned. And so there's this um, kind of a discussion of what happens to her when she goes before the royal throne and the court of heaven. And it's basically explained how her life was just a not very good life, right? And Hashem took all that into consideration and was able to lessen her sentence because she did some good works, right? So as Jews, one of the things that we can get, there's this phrase, it's called Einod Milvado. Everything is Hashem. Everything is Him, right? Uh, so there's a Christian movement called the Calvinist movement, and basically they said Hashem, or they say God, Jesus, everything's written out. You don't have to work for anything. God saves you. You don't have any choice in the matter. That's not what we believe in Judaism. So we believe that Hashem has already worked it out, but we also believe that you have a purpose and a role to play in that. So uh, this is backed up by the Torah codes. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Torah codes. Basically, there's written in the Torah, you can see things that happen in history, presidents and the World War II and all sorts of things. It's theorized that all of us, everything and anything is probably in the Torah codes. But what's interesting in the Torah codes is that it seems to indicate that all the possibilities are available, right? For instance, when they looked and decided who was going to win the presidential election between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, the Torah codes basically said that both won. Both were going to win. And so that kind of showed that Hashem puts all possibilities of reality out there, and He hopes that we fix the world through our good deeds, right? So everything happens for a reason, right? Hashem is guiding us. He wants us to help correct and help repair what our father, the mistakes that our father Adam and our Holy Mother Eve, Hava, that we can have a place, we can have a role to play in helping to repair and the repair of things that our parents did. It's not just all on Adam and Hava, but we have a choice to beautify Hashem, beautify the world through Hashem, right? So this goes back to judgment, okay? So when we see people, I think what Yeshua was saying is, listen, we don't have all the facts. And this is what the Sanhedrin also said, okay? What causes somebody to murder? What causes somebody to kill? What causes somebody to do whatever sin is that we hate, murder, adultery, all these death penalty sins, blaspheming. What causes somebody to do these things, right? And we don't have all the facts, but the true judge, our God in heaven, has all the facts, okay? That's why our Sanhedrin is like, look, we want to go to the nth detail and get all the facts before we put somebody to the death. So we should use Yeshua's example, right? It says, judge not lest you be judged. I think what he's saying is judged. When you judge fairly, right? And we can't really judge fairly unless we have the full facts. And a lot of times we don't. We don't live in somebody's brain. We don't live in somebody's mind, okay? Right? So let's just let us all remember the petition of our father Abraham. Our father Abraham appealed to Hashem's mercy. Says, do not destroy the righteous with the wicked. Hashem created this world with two forces. He has judgment, and He uses mercy to overcome that judgment. And we should always ask that Hashem would let the mercy overcome judgment in our lives and the lives of others. And the way that also that He does that is that He judges us measure for measure, right? If we treat somebody a certain way, He's going to treat us that way. So let us all come together and try to rectify what we can, judge fairly, as Hashem gives us those circles to judge. Shabbat shalom.